Welcome back to Dork Points, everybody. This is Ron, and tonight we are highlighting the Mission Impossible games. Yes, games that I love or like or enjoy that I just got to a certain point, and I was like, I can't beat it. Starting with Prototype, just a wonderful game, but it's old school, and that's kind of the problem here. Is in this day and age, maybe back in the day when. And I'm going to say this a lot during this video, but back in the day, when you just had one game to concentrate on, because that's all your parents could give you for the next 6 months for your birthday or Christmas, you really took the time and just tortured yourself with these games. And unfortunately, like nowadays, trying to play this game, I played it probably maybe 2 years ago, and trying to play it, I just got to this point where it's this whole thing where you gotta go to the base and destroy it, and then you gotta chase the general in a tank, and then you gotta shoot him and get to the boat, and it's so big. Like I said, it's old school. It's one thing. So you start at that starting point where you saw me flying, and then you gotta find yourself a tank, and then you gotta try and destroy the base, and with the tank, and then after that you have to follow the general and kill the general. Now, I have failed at it many times, and to just keep doing all three phases of this mission over and over, it's just disheartening, it's aggravating, it's sad, but again, I'm not 15 years old playing this game, which I probably should have been, because then I could have done it, but there you go, that's Prototype. Alright, moving on to the Persistence. Yeah, I loved this game, so great, just a wonderful stealth horror sci-fi game, and a couple problems right off the bat. It's randomly generated levels, so kind of a roguelike or whatever you say, and then some of the enemies, you can't kill them. No matter what resources you gather and what weapons you fabricate in the fabricator, you can't kill him. Like this guy that you're seeing right here, this lightning man, you just can't kill him at all. And then when you get to the end of I think it's the 5th level, it's the second to last area of the game, and they throw all these zombies at you after everything else you had to go through, and yeah, it's just brutal game there, but good. Alright, single player, Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed. Now, again, on PS2, taking my time with this game, I was able to beat this level, but I presume anybody who's played this game knows this level and just how damn hard it is to get this right. You have to get 4 or 5 or 6 vans. I think it might be 6 actually, and you have to park them on top of buildings, and every time I try to do it in this game, and I did it back in the day, but every time I try to do it now, the lightest touch and the car explodes or the building crumbles or both. Okay, now look at how careful I'm trying to be here. Just set it down lightly. Yeah, what the hell? What the hell, game? Alright, moving on to A Hat in Time, and I've talked about this game, and there is a lot that is difficult with this game, a lot of really hard, aggravating levels. But the boss fights in particular are extremely hard, and they are 5 or 6 waves. They take 5 or 6 different forms, and you have to beat all of them with your limited life. And in this one, the Subcon Forest boss, he takes away your hat, so you have no special powers to fight him with, and it's just so hard. Time to die. Yeah, and I do, a lot. And I kept trying to beat him, and it's I mean, this game is clearly not for kids. It's clearly for, like, people who love crazy platformers, and I appreciate that, but hard. Alright, Redout Space Assault. I liked this game. I praised this game a bunch. I said, oh man, I don't understand why this is only $2.99 and no one's ever mentioned it ever. It's a really cool, like, on-rails space shooter, but then also there's open worlds, kind of like Chorus at certain times. But then, this is Redout, and Redout is kind of a Wipeout rip-off game, and yet ironically, you get to this level, a racing level, and it becomes totally impossible. And I think that's why nobody even mentions this game, because you're always behind. You're always falling behind. There's some secret way to beat it, but I mean, I don't know what it is. Maybe you have to go through all the old levels and just keep playing them again and level up your ship, but it's just so hard. All right, Hotline Miami, wrong number 2. Or Hotline Miami 2, wrong number. Now, I liked the first Hotline Miami, and I bought these as a package deal, and I got through 4 or 5 levels of Hotline Miami, and I really understood what it was, and I enjoyed it. But this one, after the intro level, it throws you into this level, and it's just impossible for me. And, you know, I made that video about, what was it called? Tokyo Murder, what the hell was that game called? Tokyo Massacre, I think it's called. Hong Kong Massacre, that's what it's called. But yeah, same thing. Just can't get past the first level of Hong Kong Massacre, just like I can't get past the first level of Hotline Miami 2. And maybe just not my game. I don't know. Alright, Cursed to Golf. Here's another one I raved about in previous videos. And then suddenly I had a bad realization when I got to like the 4th level and failed it. And then you have to start all 18 holes over again. So yeah, you fail on one hole, the game starts over. And the levels are different. Roguelike again. Yeah, you can tell what my wheelhouse is and is not based on a lot of these videos I talk about. But yeah, roguelikes, anything with just one life, it's just a little too tough for me. I love it. It's fun to play. It's fun to golf. I enjoy how it works and everything, but yeah, hard. All right, this video should just be called Ron is a Wimp. Blood Rain Revamp. Here's another one that I was able to beat on the PlayStation 2 back in the day when it was the only game you had for 6 months. And now playing the revamped version, I cannot beat the 2 evil twins here. It's so hard and impossible. And you know, if I'm honest, back in the day, I think for the final boss, I think I used like a health cheat. I gave myself unlimited health or something. I can't remember, it was so long ago. But and there you go, you can see on the screen here there's cheats, but I don't want to do that for this game. And I beat this level back in the day, way back in the day, without cheating. So I just don't understand it. And then, you know, the real problem is there's 2 of them, and you can get one dude's health all the way down or kill one of them, but by that point, your ammo is completely gone, and your health is probably down to at least 1/3. And that's about as far as I have made it in this revamped version, and it just can't get beyond it. And then, you know, now, again, you're watching these videos, this is me, you know, after a year of not playing it, coming back into the game and trying to be good again, and I just can't do it, and you're going to see that. So if you're wondering why a lot of these playthroughs look like I'm inept, that's the reason. Also, I'm inept. Anyways, Crash Bandicoot 4, it's about time. Same thing applies here. You're going to watch me fail the beginning of this level over and over again. What's sad about this is I actually made it to the end, the almost end of this level, but it's so crazy. You just have to switch back and forth between all these different powers and all these masks, and you have to do everything just precision timed. And again, not for kids, for platforming lunatics who want to torture themselves. That's what this is about. Yeah, Cortex's Castle. And again, is I think the last level before the final boss fight, and it's just like, you know, maybe make a different version or have a difficulty setting so some people who are not platform masters can enjoy and finish this game as well. But I know that's not what it's about. It's about getting good. And sadly, though, this level it really is torture. I'm sorry, everybody. But yeah, I've said it a lot. Alright, now the Callisto Protocol. This one is a little different. This isn't a game that I loved. This was a pretty mediocre game, and that's part of the problem as well. But the main thing is, I beat this boss. I already beat him. And I was just like, they're really throwing this same boss at me again? And I was just like, no, game over. And I got him down to almost dead at one point, but you know, something happened, another person attacked me, and yeah, it's just not worth it for how kind of blasé the game is. And that's sad to say, because this is a really well-made game, and you can tell people put a lot of thought and love into this game and really wanted to make it authentically scary and stuff, but recycling this boss over and over again, there's just no point. And then there's also something missing story-wise in this game. It's missing something, missing some style, some pizzazz. Okay, moving on to Paw Paw Paw. This is a game that I raved about, and I said it was great, and then I got to this eagle boss fight, and he just killed me over and over again, and I could make no progress. Now, weirdly, this is the one exception to this video. I came back to this game now after like a year of not playing it and started fighting this boss again, and you're about to see it right. Where is it? Ah, and here we come to the turning of the tide. Suddenly, I had the right weapon. I was able to freeze him and just start doing damage on him, and I beat him. So, and this was last night before I made the video. I just had to get this footage, and I beat him, and I was like, oh, well, oh crap. But, you know, there's a message here. It's like, sometimes, you know, maybe go back and try and keep playing these games and get better at them, and sometimes you can do it, and it's amazing. However, clearly you're asking yourself then, why is this still on the list? Well, this is why. Because I got to the next level, and this is what it was. Total decimation by a giant worm. He runs you over, he eats you, he throws fire at you, he throws rocks on your head. It's just, yeah, dead. Instant death. Okay, everybody take a breath. There we go. Yeah, mostly great games that I just don't think I'm ever going to beat. I hope you enjoyed that list. It's a weird one, but there you go. Have a good night, and Dork Points, goodbye.